It is Tuesday. Hello, everyone. If you are catching the replay, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you being a part of the G Tribe community. Thank you to everyone who have already come in, who have already left comments. Good evening to you all, Pescatarian Gardener, first one in the building. I will probably be driving when this airs, so I'm gonna give you a thumbs up now. Thank you, sis. When you come back and see this, thank you so much. I really appreciate you going ahead and leaving the thumbs up. Who else is in here? Natural Diva. Hello, hello. How are you? The G Tribe family showing up. I see Eco Nation in the house as well. Hello, my Renaissance grandma. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you this evening. As you all can see, we have some very special guests visiting with the G Tribe today, baby. Listen, none other than our friends, Afrikan Dreamin. Y'all come on in, come on in. Hello, hello. Come in. Come from the back and say hello to Afrikan Dreamin. They said you can lurk, you can like, and lurking, liking, and listening. Yeah, that's the Afrikan Dreamin thing. Y'all can do that. Y'all can do that. But I would love for you to come up and say hello to our guests. Act like you got some home training. Come on up here and say hello to our guest, Afrikan Dreamin. Show them that we just all full of love over here in the G Tribe community. Good Eats Homestead. Hello, how are you doing? So good to see you in the chat today. Hello, I'm glad that you're here. Farm State 21. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, Chef Steph. Steph Shockley, how are you doing today? Miss V, hello, how are you doing today? So good to see you. G Mama Grows, moderator to the stars, baby, in the house. Thank you so much for being here, G Mama, always. I really appreciate you. Brenda Allen, hello, sis. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat today. Thank you so much for being here. Urban Backyard Container Gardening. Hey, brother, how you doing? Down in Florida. Those my Florida peeps down there in the South. I hope everything is going well for you. Hope you were able to recover well after the hurricane came through. And hope them peppers are looking good because they were looking good the last time I saw them. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So, I'm not about to play with y'all today. African Dreaming, just give me a thumbs up when y'all are ready. I'm not about to play today. Okay. We about to bring the fam up so that they can get started talking to you guys before we get into I'm gonna come back. I promise y'all. I'm coming back. And I'm gonna say hello to some more of you that are coming in, but I don't want to keep our guests waiting. I want them to be able to come up, talk to you, and just have a chill time because they are some very chill people. So, welcome to the stage, our friends, African Dreaming. Hello, hello,
Hey everybody,
hello, hello,
how
and
you
welcome.
doing, GG?
I know probably everybody. Listen, I am fantastic. I am fantastic. And as long as my internet is acting like it got some home training, then we're gonna be good. We're gonna be
All
good.
right, all right.
Hello to the beautiful April. How are you? Hashtag Team April. How you
Oh,
doing?
thank you. I'm good.
There she go. There
Good.
she go.
My brother, my brother, my brother. You know,
Where Eco at?
I can't leave my brother out. You know I can't leave my brother out. Listen, from between our Friday faves and today, the Tuesday live at 5, I've had a complete change at heart. Brother, when I send that chicken, that Popeyes to April, what piece you want? What piece you want? That's all I need to know. What piece you want?
Yeah, anything I get. Give me a wang, a leg, a
You
knuckle.
ain't picky.
I ain't picking.
All right,
I ain't
good to
picking.
know. Good to know. I'm gonna get a mix box. Get a look, get half of it spicy. Hey, it's gonna be on and popping.
Thank you,
So
sister.
everyone,
Thank you. Thank you.
my pleasure, my pleasure. So everyone, this is Jay and April, and they are the duo that makes up African Dreamin'. And I'm so excited to have you all over here to be able to talk to you because I got questions. And
Let's
honestly,
get
I
it, family.
really sorry, go ahead.
What you say?
Oh
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. I said let's get it. Let's get
No,
it.
okay. 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 I realize we have a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna try to control myself a little bit. All right. So
All right. All right.
I promise. So now, for the people that don't know you, um, I want you to start by giving a little bit of background on yourselves. I know that you're from East Texas. You all rep East Texas hard. You rep it hard
Yes,
in
ma'am.
these YouTube streets. So I want you guys to tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Now, this platform, you can tell as little or as much as you want. Okay. So go ahead. Jay and April, the floor is yours.
Go for it, ladies first.
So we're African Dreamin', like G said, Jay and April. And, our channel is about, our life here in Africa. We're here in Tanzania. We do a little gardening, a little cooking, a little grilling. Might eat a goat leg or two,
All
you know.
three. Yeah.
And yeah, we're from East Texas. Um, and now we're here in East
Africa.
Africa,
Yes.
Tanzania.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we traveled quite a few places. We've been quite a few places in the U.S. We've lived in Korea, traveled through Japan, and now we're here in Africa. And we're just sharing our life and connecting with good people on this YouTube, in these YouTube streets.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
we
We
just
just
being country in another country.
that's it, babe. That's it. We just some country folk living our life, showing y'all how it go for how things go for us and seeing how life go for y'all and have like Nikki say we having fun doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was actually going to be one of my questions in terms of where you all have lived around the world. At this point, is it three continents that you have visited so far or lived in so far? So you lived in Asia for a while, you've been in the
Hmm.
US, and then now
Hmm.
Africa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. And I also heard something about you being a teacher, April.
Oh, oh wow. I I
She's so
I was an
modest.
instructor for uh I used to work in the medical field and I was a phlebotomist and I managed a lab in a healthcare clinic for many years before we decided to up and move. But
Right.
yeah, I instructed college. I instructed people how to draw blood properly and safely. Yep.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And brother man, Jay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. All right. So we know you're a singer. We know you're a singer, all right, because we
Thank you.
get to hear you a few times a week. We get to hear what's going on behind the scenes, right? And so tell us a little bit about like where did this love of music come from for you? Where did it come from? How did this get started?
Oh wow,
Oh
Gigi got
wow.
some good
Yes, you
questions.
do. Yes, you
Wow.
do. I love it.
Listen,
Okay,
you're in the G
so
Pod community right now, okay? Understand.
I
Right.
see.
Represent
Yeah.
hashtag G Tribe to drop your link in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
chat. Go ahead.
G Trap. Well, thank you again. Thank you for having us, and much love. Shout out to my brother Eco Neighbor,
Yes.
and shout out to everybody in the G Tribe. And to get to to answer your question, originally started out singing in church. When I was little, I used to love being in the choir. You know, I was that kid that would like they'll let like lead or have a solo part or something. and it kind of went down like that. And as I got older, me and a couple of my best friends growing up, we had a little semi-successful little R&B group around them Dallas parts for a little while, and out in them East Texas streets. And I've just always loved music from country, from Johnny Cash to John Coltrane to Miles Davis to Anita Baker to just music. Absolutely love music.
Wow, wow. It sounds like you came from that same era that I came from when good music was just good music, you know. It didn't
Yes.
matter about who was singing it. It was just
Yes,
that good
ma'am.
music was just good music. And
Yep.
we
Yes,
we,
ma'am.
we absolutely and I believe that's probably how our love of it started as well, you know, with back then being in the different churches growing up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my mom and dad, it was like we were just surrounded. We were surrounded by music every day. And it wasn't just like
Right.
a weekend cleaning up thing, it was like an everyday thing for us. So
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
it's kind of the
Yep.
same in your home, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Every
And
day.
so the R&B group that you sang with, like who you were the lead singer in this group? Like how did that go down?
What really a lead? We everybody pretty much bounced back and forth. We wrote almost all of our own music.
Wow.
We did I tell you what pushed us over. What pushed us over. So I want to say Valentine's Day of 2001. We were at one of the local colleges, right? Like three of us was had classes, and the other two didn't have to go to work yet, so they was just like being little campus bums and hanging out.
Hmm.
And
They
this
never went to class.
we went to class sometime, and so this promoter was actually on campus, and we were outside one of the main buildings in the corridor, and we were singing some Boys to Men. And back then Jagged Edge was hot, so we
Mm.
were singing "Let's Get Married," and this lady stopped, and we just kept doing our thing, and she was like really she was like, okay, y'all sing something else. So we dropped another song or two, and the next thing you know, she gave us a business card and asked us if we could actually show up at one of the local venues that night. We showed up, and it just kind of blossomed.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So is that how you were able to pull the beauty on your side?
It didn't hurt. I don't think it hurt,
That
Gigi.
was before me. That was I caught the end of it. I was at the
Okay.
end of it when
Okay.
yeah, so I heard the stories. I
Yeah,
saw bits and pieces, but now that was a little bit before.
you made a couple shows.
I've never seen you. I've seen you perform live twice, but not in
Twice,
the group.
twice, twice.
Not in the
Yeah,
group.
but not in the, yeah. That was towards the latter end. Uh,
Other than they practices, which they never practice.
here
They'd
we go,
sing, they
Gigi.
sing a little bit, and then we would like clown and watch TV and hang out and eat after that. So that's all I saw. He sings around the house all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I bet. I bet. Yeah, he got some pipes on him now.
He
He got some
does. He
pipes on him.
does.
Oh, thank you, Gigi.
No, that's like what y'all say. No cap. No cap. So April started talking about food. So woo, we gotta talk about some food, don't we? We like
We
it
have
just wouldn't
to.
even go right if we didn't talk about some food because we food lovers. Like we grill all the time. When I tell you, it don't matter if it's raining out there. It don't matter if a little snow come through every now and then.
Facts.
It does not matter. Like that
Nope.
grill is going to be going at some point
Ye-
in the
yes,
week.
ma'am.
In the week, that
Yes.
grill is going to be going. So, so I wanted to ask y'all some questions, and I kind of sort of getting ahead of myself, but I'm gonna ask anyway. So, we love food. Come from a family who celebrates with food, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you're happy, if it's a funeral, if it's a wedding, like
Yes. Yep.
if the family just wants to have a reunion or whatever, there's gonna be food involved. And
Yep.
from Georgia, that's just how we roll, you know. And I realize that most places are not that different, right?
Right.
And
True.
I imagine on the continent, in the motherland, is probably not that different either. You know, the celebrations probably are surrounded by food, so we love it. And so I wanted to ask you guys some questions in relation to, because I saw a short that y'all did, and I was crying laughing. Y'all
Oh.
had April was over there crying on the video, had tears coming down her face. Jay is in the background singing. I'm talking about, I'm talking about putting a little heart in it. He was singing, right? And they were crying because they were out of seasonings. And
Yep.
Yep.
I'm like, fam, you in the motherland.
I know, right? I
So we
know.
want
I
to know.
know.
Inquiring minds want to know. We want to know about those seasonings over in the motherland. Because y'all trying to hold on to them seasonings that came off and over here with the MSG in them. Listen, I'm going to need y'all to let go of the MSG seasonings, okay? But tell
Oh
us, because
goodness.
we want to go a little bit with you, right? We want to go to the continent a little bit. So I want y'all to give us some, like, tell us about some of the seasonings over there. Like, how are they different, so that y'all won't have to be waiting. We want to encourage y'all to get with the motherland seasonings. Come on,
Well, you know, we've progressed a little bit since then, Gg. Because you know, it's very possible. Same way, like Mama sent us that
Mhm.
blessed seasoning. It's very possible to make. There's so many fresh vegetables and spices here that you can dry and make your own. But baby, I'm gonna tell you, when you got a hankering for that Old Bay,
Yeah, man.
that's just what it is.
Some of that Tony's,
Some of that tonus, whew,
gotta have it. Gotta have it.
right?
As far as how they season food here, it's very minimal. It's very minimal.
Very.
Um, um,
Not a lot of
like
salt.
yeah, it's. I mean, we would probably say it's bland. Like for real, you might bring your own hot sauce, bring your own salt and pepper, just to jazz it up a little bit. But they do a lot of what they call pili pili,
A
which is
lot of
like
chilies.
a
Yeah.
pepper sauce
Yeah.
mix, and some are really spicy, some aren't. But it's very light. I think the one thing that maybe has a lot more spices, maybe some palau, maybe
Mm,
palau.
maybe palau.
Yeah, because it has cinnamon and cardamom in it, and like I said, very very basic, very basic. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of different kinds of seasonings you would get here that in the states you would have to go to like the Asian market to get,
Right.
and they're just
uh-huh.
Right.
everywhere, like star anise or
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
things like that.
Okay, okay. Ooh, when you said star anise, it just gave me this. Ooh, because I know what it smells like. I know what it
Yes.
smells
Yeah.
like, and I actually made some body oil with the star anise. And
Okay.
Ooh,
ooh, you
it
talking
was
about
hidden. I know it.
ooh. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
know
It
it.
hits hard. It hits hard. So to have something like that at my disposal, what type of things are you growing? Are you growing any peppers and any types of things that you can dry to turn into spices?
Yeah,
Hmm.
well, right now we got back. We got forced back to a lot of container growing because we recently, a few months ago, several months ago, we relocated further out so we could be even closer to our business because where we live and where our business is located, two different spots. So, but we have friends. I mean, it's super easy to just throw seeds in different places. But at the moment, you know, it's like spring over here,
Hmm.
so we're getting ready to kind of start over. we'll be growing some indoors, some peppers indoors for the little grow off challenge that came up, the WIG indoor grow. We're gonna be doing that, and around the house, just stuff that we know we're gonna eat, because that's something else that's real common over here. It's not like a so much I'll try this for a little while, try that. Nah, you put something in the dirt, it's for you to eat it as soon as
Right.
possible.
Yeah.
But right now we have rosemary, we have green onions, um,
Strawberries,
strawberries.
if they kick on over,
I hope they do.
yeah.
So that's what we're gardening right now. Like baby said, we just moved, so we're revamping our container garden in the space that we have. So hopefully we'll have that, soon to share with everybody what we're going to be growing.
Okay, okay. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really because I look
Yeah.
forward to your shorts with the food and seeing the street food and all of that stuff. I really look forward to that. And
Yeah.
it definitely inspires me and make me want to try different things and go find some goats because we were like, man, this guy down the street from us, well, actually, a couple of them have goats. And so we were kind of trying to wait until we got settled. But I was like, man, I tried goat before and it was slamming. So goat, it might be something that we want to bring eventually, bring
Yeah.
on to the homestead. So
I
yeah,
would.
like we love trying different things, new spices, just new things to season food with, to just see what we like, see what the kids like, and then especially um, the more we start to um, be here on this homestead, it's like you don't always want to be inside this RV. So
Right.
Right.
and so
Right.
we were here probably for like 2 days, and we were like, man, we got to get a grill. Like we got to have a
Yeah.
Yeah.
grill.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
went and jumped on a little temporary grill so that we can be able to just experiment some cooking outside, just some different little things. So let me go back. Now we got off on the food because I know all of us love the food, but I want to go back a little bit. I, I want to back up with y'all a little bit. Now I'm not sure. I'm hearing an echo. Y'all hear it?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. It's just me then. All right. So, all right. I'm not sure which one of us found which, but I remember you guys having a video where you were showing yourself going to the motherland. And I think that was the first video that I had seen of you all. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure like whether I found y'all first or y'all found me first. I'm not even sure like how we connected, but I just remember I was like, wow, fam is like really taking a leap. Like they going to some place that I have only dreamed of, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking, because everything I do, I'm thinking about the kids or whatever, right? And so I was thinking, like, I know you all have your nieces and nephews, and they your babies.
Right.
So I was thinking, I don't have any aunties and uncles that I know of in my knowledge that have transitioned, to the motherland. So how are your nieces and nephews like? What do they feel about you all? Y'all like rock stars over there?
uh, our nieces and nephews getting to be big folk now.
Oh,
They
They
okay.
they
in
don't they don't care. They're playing
yeah.
their video games. Nah.
Right. Yeah, they don't care. And my oldest nephew, he just turned 20, so he kind of like it's cool to him. And he like, oh, he ask questions, and then he get back to being a
A
20-year
20-year
old.
old.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Understood. Okay, so somebody said I have an echo. Is everybody hearing that echo? Because I don't hear it anymore. Is everybody hearing it? I've been hearing the echo. It's not bad, so I didn't say anything. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, again, we off grid, they in the motherland. So, you know,
You
if you
doing
can
good.
bear with us, if you can bear with us, bear with us. All right. I heard it for just a second, but now it's clear on my end. So we're gonna keep on going. So they doing they young grown people thing. so
Right.
so
Right.
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. They big people now. So um going tell us a little bit about how did you come about the decision that you wanted to go to the motherland and this is where you wanted to live for a while. How did you all make that decision?
Wow. You want to go first, bro?
You can go for it. Well, I mean, it was a combo thing, but I see what you're saying, and I add on. You go
Okay.
first.
So, uh, like 2020 was the last few years. We'll say 2019 up to now. Things have been like really, really difficult. Really difficult for us. We lost several family members for different reasons, and I've talked about this before. Wow, we I lost my mom and my brother in the span of 8 months.
Wow.
Uh, we lost some people off of April side. Uh, all of that happening to you just kind of made you reflect a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we handled my mom's end of life care, and after she finally went ahead and went home and transitioned, uh, it was like a bittersweet relief because she was no longer suffering. We had pretty much thrown into ourselves. All we did was work and care for her, pay bills, and then over the span of over a year, literally almost every month, it was a different relative. It was up until a month before we actually even came here. 2 months before we came here, I had a younger cousin, 27 years old, gone.
Wow.
We was like, hey, we need to enjoy this life, do something different, do what we feel like doing with the time afforded us. Uh, be grateful for every day, live in gratitude, and get out here and live life. And however things go, we're gonna step out on faith, walk out on faith, know that God got us. And if we choose that that's not the right thing for, yeah, we'll go back to Texas and be out there in the country doing everything we doing over here right now. So
Right.
it's a win-win.
Yeah, it was a lot of things happening all at once. Like baby said, we lost quite a few family members in a very short period of time. And for the last, like I said, 6 years, we were caregivers um, to your mother-in-law, to my mother-in-law, to his mom, and it was our honor and our privilege to be that for her. Um, but a lot of things, it wasn't about us. It hadn't
Right.
been about us for a long time. We were working and we were caregivers, and it was a lot. It was a lot, and it felt like just everything just passing us by. We didn't have any time for us. We were like ships passing in the night. He's
Mm-hmm.
going to work, I'm coming from work. We hardly saw each other, and we're taking care of a sick parent,
Mm-hmm.
all while doing this. And people are just leaving us left and right, and it put things into perspective. And like I said, I was in healthcare before we moved, and the pandemic hit, and it changed everything, everything.
Everything.
I've never seen, and I've been in healthcare for over 20 years. And I saw a lot of changes, but nothing that drastic, that quickly. That where video visits, and people couldn't come to the doctor because it wasn't safe. So it was a lot of things we had to learn in a short period of time, and I was getting burnt out and I was getting tired. Couple that with everything going on, we were like, let's just, like, what are we doing? Let's just go. Let's
Yep.
just, might not have been the best plan to travel during the pandemic, but But we were like, it was that drastic. Like we had to go.
Yeah,
We had to change our scenery, change our circumstances, and that's what we did.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that. Traveling, traveling, period. I know a few people who have been to the motherland, but and I knew that even when they were going, that there was a lot that you had to go through rather, in order to, get your passport, whatever shots or whatever may have been required for a certain country that you were going to, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
so how much did the pandemic change that?
It just made everything, I think, more complicated in
Hmm.
some regards. It's already coming from, I mean, from the west coast of the United States, because we flew out of Seattle.
Excuse
From the west coast of the United States to Dulles to uh Qatar to wow, through like Ethiopia, like at five
me.
countries. It first, that's a 36-hour flight, so that's long. That's enough in and of itself. And I think we caught that window right where it got like crazier again after
Hmm.
we got here,
Hmm.
but and then it kind of lightened up. But I think that's where, back to the other part of your question, Gigi. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think we found you first, and we were back in them bushes, and I remember you had interviewed a couple. I can't remember their name or nothing,
Hmm.
but that was a couple they were either here in Tanzania or somewhere over. I think it was Tanzania, and I saw you interviewed. It was a long time ago. Uh, and then I remember you commenting on our flight over here, which was one of our first videos. And but yeah, it was not fun. It's long.
It was long. It's fine. I mean, we didn't have to. We were in that window where we didn't have to have any special shots that we didn't already have. We didn't have to have anything special. We just got like preventative stuff like uh, hepatitis A and boosters and all that kind of stuff, but nothing extra. The only thing was when we had to go, we had, you know, how they had that window when you're traveling, you had to get a COVID test between 24 to 72 hours before your flight. And it was a lot
Oh
of,
man.
yeah, it was a lot of cancellations because
Oh
everything was going on. So there was travel restrictions, so there was cancellations. So you had to time it just right. Or you get to the airport and they'll be like, oh, you're off by 24
oh
hours
yeah.
on your test results. So that was our
Mm.
biggest barrier. But yeah, we got it done in enough time. We were able to go get it done within the time frame, and then we went. It was nothing, no extra shots or anything like that we had to do. So we picked a good window. It wasn't the best time to travel, but we picked a good
Mhm.
window to go.
Right.
Okay, okay, okay. So another thing I was wondering, and I know some of the other guests are probably wondering the same thing, but how do you do this? How do you even prepare? Like you got to mentally prepare, you got to financially prepare to be able to go, because I watch and follow a lot of people who have gone, to the motherland, either for a visit, like the Dickinsons who were on that I was interviewing.
That's who it
Uh,
was.
Mm-hmm.
That's who it was.
Dickinson Adventures. Yeah, Dickinson Adventures. They went to Tanzania and they were there for probably about a month. So, they got to experience and go through a whole bunch of stuff because, there's a lot that you can experience within a 30-day window,
Oh yeah.
particularly
Absolutely.
when you're visiting a place. And so, how did you all prepare, you know, especially financially? Like, Black folk, you know how we are. We like, hey, listen, I got to make sure that I'm going to have some money. I'm going to make some money some type of way. Like, how did you prepare to do that, to go there so that you wouldn't get over to the motherland and then be like, oh my God, what did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we see that happens
Mhm.
all the time anyway. I mean, even still, because it's so much more difficult than I think a lot of people. Oh, Fifi said the echo is back. I don't know what. Do we have anything on over here, baby?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Um,
Uh,
let me make sure my phone is down. I don't
yeah.
have. Let's see.
Don't
Let
have
me
anything else
turn it down a
running.
little bit.
Okay. Uh, I think we're
Okay,
good.
that's better.
Yeah, I think we're good on our end.
Okay. Okay.
Um. Uh. Yeah. You know how. No matter how much you prepare, if you don't. You have to have a game plan and hope for the best. Honestly,
Yeah.
you have a game plan, have your savings or whatever. Get over here and hit the ground running, trying to make you some coin, cause it's not easy.
Hmm. We had money. We had money saved. We had investments and things like that that we have been working towards for other things. So we just decided to use it to travel, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And
there's
get
no set amount to bring over here. You can't gauge that. It just depends on your lifestyle and what you like to do and the things you want to buy while you're here and everything you're gonna do here. Because if you go to the safari every week while you're here, you
woo,
ain't gonna be here long. So you
facts,
so
facts.
just prioritize and we just saved and we had things we wanted to do things in place for other things, but we were like, yeah, we finna go. So
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. That's good to know. So basically, you gotta discipline yourself, just like anything. Just like with doing anything, you gotta discipline yourself in order
Hmm.
to make sure that you're gonna be relatively okay. Once you get to
Mm-hmm.
where you're
Absolutely.
going. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And so, tell us a little bit about the the cost of living there in Tanzania versus when you were in East Texas. Like what? How do you compare it? Gas prices, even.
Woo.
It's like night and day.
Really?
It's like night and day.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of a lot of things are very inexpensive. Like your basic needs are very inexpensive in comparison to the states here.
Mm-hmm.
Food, shelter, water, very inexpensive. It's ranges too. There's no set price. Like you can go to like a city somewhere in America and there's like set prices for housing. There's set prices for apartments. That's not the case here. It's a range. Like whatever the landlord says they want, you can negotiate.
Yep.
You can negotiate. So you can negotiate the price
Mm-hmm.
down, or sometimes stuff happens and people get got, but that's anywhere. But you
Right.
can negotiate prices, but you have to check around. It's a lot of footwork, a lot of asking questions because you have to check around to see what's a good price because the ranges are so big here.
Exactly. And learn Kiswahili
Hmm.
and have hopefully somebody you can trust.
Mm,
That plays a big difference in what you pay and how you pay it. Like she said, this is a bartering style of community. Everything is up for negotiation.
Hmm.
Everything is up for bartering or negotiating. And sometimes, like she said, like Baby said, people do, especially foreigners. If you ain't got somebody on your team, baby,
Hmm.
it's gonna ooh,
It can
it
be
get real.
costly. Yeah,
By the
it
way, Gigi, since
can.
you asked about money, I just wanted to, yeah, in real life, this is what money look like. So
wow.
yeah,
A
it's
whole
got
lot
right now.
of
Yeah, yeah.
wow.
So
That's so cool. That's so cool.
yeah.
So just is that how money looks all across the continent, or is that just for the area, the country that you're in?
Oh, this is just for
Hmm.
Tanzania.
That's just for
Yeah.
Tanzania. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. That's cool. Thank you for showing that. I know some people really love to see that type of thing. Um,
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
so tell me about the gas. Like, we got to know about the gas. Do y'all have a moped? I'm just interested. Like, do y'all have y'all got a scooter or a moped to get around, or y'all driving a car? Like, how y'all getting from point A to point B out there?
Well, there are cars here,
Some
but
nice cars
some
here.
nice cars here. We prefer to take large goats wherever we go.
A
We just
large
hop on
goat?
back. No, I'm just kidding. Stop, Gigi. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, it depends on where we're going and what we're doing. Even a lot of people who do have transportation, their own vehicles here, is very common, depending on where you're going, to leave your vehicle and take a bajaji. The bajaji is like the little cart. You see, April did a couple of videos
Oh
where
yeah, I do
we
got.
yeah, the
Yeah, little
little
three-wheel
three-wheel
cart.
cart looking
Hmm.
thing, all over the place. Those are the best forms of transportation, or the bike, or
Yep.
I'm not the bike, the boda
The
boda.
Boda Boda. Yeah,
So,
which is a motorcycle.
which is the
Yeah,
Okay,
motorcycle, the two-wheel
okay.
motorcycle.
and they're scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you don't want to be.
It's
I go a short distance on the boater. That's it. But yeah, they be doing some driving. So
right. Oh, it's
yeah.
it's 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 just one of the many culture shocks that you will
Hmm.
go through here, which is the traffic,
Yeah.
um, the space back in the states is very different.
Personal space.
Personal space. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Thank you,
Yeah.
baby.
Hmm.
Personal space is a completely different concept than it is in the states to here, and that's just one
Yeah.
of the many culture
Yeah.
shocks.
And that's part of the public transportation stuff. It's the Bajaji, which is a three-wheel kind of cart. The Boda Boda, which is a motorcycle, and then there's the Dollar Dollar, which is like a
City bus.
yeah,
That's
big
like a
van.
public
Yeah,
bus. Yeah,
and you can ride all the. And you can get to wherever you need to go. And then
and
we
you
have
walk.
friends,
Yeah,
and you walk, and yeah.
right.
So
Wow.
no immediate need for a car, so we can
Mm-hmm.
get
Okay.
wherever we need to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, did you all realize that before you actually got to Tanzania that it was going to be like that? That you're probably going to be just taking public transport, or like, how did you plan for that, or did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
very similar to other places we've either visited or lived in.
Hmm.
So we kind of had that expectation.
Yeah, and there's
Uh,
like there's I think there's Uber in Dar es Salaam, which is like 10 hours away, and then there's like an app called InDriver, which is like Uber. You can call them and they'll come pick you up and take you wherever, like a like a Uber or Lyft. So
yeah,
yeah.
same style app.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So and we knew that that those modes of transportation would be cheaper than just coming and getting a car here because you have to get an international
Yeah,
license
and
and
it's a
it's
lot.
a lot. So
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And at any given moment, I mean, if we need it, we have a vehicle ready at our disposal.
mhm,
So that's even more of a relief for us. It's like we good. If we need it, we got it.
right.
So that helps a lot too.
Okay. Okay. And you talked about the personal space thing. Let's talk about the personal space thing a little bit because I remember hearing you guys say something about it. And it had to have been another live stream that I was in of y'all's, and you were talking about like how the personal space is set up around there. And I remember right after I heard that, we were in the store because Eco Neighbor has a thing about personal space, right? And so he was
Hmm.
Hmm.
like, we were in the store, and this person was almost reaching around him to put something on the belt to check out,
Uh
right?
huh.
And so, and he's looking back at them like, would you give me 6 feet, please?
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I said, well, if we were in Tanzania, they'll be probably kissing you on the cheek.
And I can only imagine what Eco said after that. I can only imagine what he said after that. Hey, but
Yeah,
it,
it's real.
Gigi, somebody will, if I just like I'm sitting here right now, somebody will come sit just like how my arm right here. and sit just as close to me as
Yeah.
she's sitting right now and not think
Yep. And it could be
nothing
4
about it.
empty spaces all the way around you. They'll come sit right beside you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
yeah,
just
Or
want
you,
the
or
love.
uh-huh.
yeah.
Or that you know how we assemble in a line when we're at like a
Mhm.
register or
uh,
or going to, I don't know, any kind of like
event or
event
something.
or something. Nah. If you ain't quick enough, people jump right in front of you like no problem. Like you ain't moving quick enough, fam. You
Yeah,
guys like, what are
yeah.
you doing? Are you just standing here?
Right, you just
Are
hanging out
you
or
are you
what?
going? Because that sure will jump right in front of you. I mean, you can be on the city bus and somebody will hand you their baby. It's no.
Oh yeah. Be like,
There's
be
here.
like, yeah, here,
I
hold
got
her
I
real
gotta do
quick. I
this.
gotta do something. Real life. Real and
Yeah.
you know what I think a lot of that stem from people don't see each other as threats the same way that they do. Cause I thought we had some jump
Mm.
out boy one time because we in a parking lot, me and my homeboy had to be about 20 parking spaces. This little car pull up right beside us. Right beside I'm like, y'all what y'all trying to get us or what's going on? And I'm the only one who thought anything of it, who thought anything about it. I asked my friend, man, what's up with them? They good? What they trying? He was like, what they
You
just
looking at them
parked.
confused, like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
but that's common too. A whole parking lot, you'll come park right beside us. It took time for me to adjust mentally that when people don't see each other as a threat, you folks will walk up to you, sit down, and start having a conversation with you because hey, what's
Mm-hmm.
up, bro? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking to you.
Yep. It's like that in a lot of places in the world. I mean, it was like that in Asia too. Personal space is not a thing. Like personal
Yep,
space, it's all space for everybody. I'm gonna stand where I want to stand. If it's right next to you, then
that's where it is.
hey, friend, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
What does that feel like though to not be seen or perceived as a threat? Like, what does that even feel like? Can you even put that into words so that those of us who have never been outside the country, so we know what that's like. Like, let us live vicariously through you all, because we don't know what
well,
that's
I
like.
say it straight up. Uh, it was different from Canada. It was different from Japan. It was different from Korea. And I'm different from Europe in the sense that like um the homogenous the of this environment. It took about 4 to 6 months to like really process. Uh, not feeling like I'm not black here. I
Mm-hmm.
may be American. I may be a Texan. I'm damn sure a Texan, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
black. And you just wake up and you go wherever you going, and you just a person. That took so long to like register to just be a person with no extras, no this, no that. When we out walking around, it depends on where we at. If we in more of the touristy areas, then folk like they assume okay you might be a tourist. But when we with our friends or when we out doing our everyday normal stuff like around the village or just out, folks don't even know that we're not Tanzanian
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
until we start talking.
Wow. Wow. So what was it like when you started to like how difficult or easy was it to make friends, being that we got this trauma, that trauma that says you can't get close to me, you need to give me my space, or I might be from somewhere else that you're not familiar with, and so that makes me look a certain way. Like, how was it when you had to start making friends with somebody who probably spoke a totally different language that you now have to try to understand, or um, somehow get somebody to translate for you? Like, how was that when I've heard you say my friends a couple of times. So how was that in terms of starting to make friends, get to know people on a personal level?
people are people are extremely friendly here. They're extremely friendly, and they love to talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They love to talk. So when we before we moved here, we had a really good friend that is Tanzanian, and baby used to work with him, and he would talk to him and ask him about Tanzania, and he was just, oh wow, you really want to know about my country? They take pride in their country and in their culture. So when we meet people, our friend, he introduced us. He was actually here when we moved here.
Mm-hmm.
He was here visiting, and he introduced us to his friends, his family, and they embraced us like, you're our family now. We are so happy that you're here.
Yep.
You're from America. Oh wow. Well, what's this like? They asked us, they were curious. They asked us
Hmm.
questions because just like, you're in the States, Gigi, you're not watching Tanzanian TV, right?
Right.
Right.
Just like they're not watching American TV. So they see little snap sound bites and little bits and pieces of what goes on in America. So they ask us
Hmm.
questions. It's a curiosity that I think binds us and links us because they have questions for us. We have questions for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation just kind of flows. Like a lot of people that we know, they speak multiple languages. They speak
Oh
English,
yeah.
they speak French, they
Oh my
speak
God.
Kiswahili,
Yeah.
they speak Chaga,
Masai.
Maasai. So um,
Mm.
a lot of times communicating isn't a big barrier. It depends on where you are. And our friends, they take really good care of us. They talk to us. They explain things to us. If we say something and it's like a language barrier, they don't understand. They'll ask to make sure they understand, and likewise. So
Mm-hmm.
they're very friendly, and when they introduce you to their family, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
their family, they a lot of our friends that we met here are uh, from family, their family introducing us to naming ceremonies and having birthday party, Christmas gatherings or
Mm.
celebrations,
Funerals.
funerals,
Hmm.
and they just introduce us to people. They just introduce, and we just have a conversation. I think it's that curiosity and that like, wow, you're here. I'm so glad you're here. And then we've met a lot of Tanzanians that have been to the United States,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and we connect on that level too. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, I think it's different for everybody, but we had people that were from here and they introduced us to people and they introduced us to people and it kind of just kind of grew like that into friendships.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. That's dope.
Yeah.
Did you find that they had certain misconceptions about you as being black people from America? Because I have friends who are Haitian Jamaican, okay? And so they have within their communities, they have a certain something about they really want to differentiate themselves, even though they may look like me, they really want to
Mm-hmm.
differentiate themselves as being Haitian, as being Jamaican, and not being Black American. So,
Right.
did you find that there were any misconceptions amongst the people from Tanzania who had not been to America about who you all were when they met you?
Ooh, that's
First
a good
off, let me
question.
tell that is a great question, sis. That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. Cause look here, I can first off, I completely support everybody being that way. Yes, we may all look the same, but we haven't encountered any resistance, anything like in that regard. But at the same time, I love seeing when my people from over here are proud of being Tanzanian. I love when my people from Haiti are proud of being Haitian, and my people from Jamaica are proud of being Jamaican. That's why I rep Texas so hard. That's why we rep Texas
Hmm.
so hard. Cause baby, that is my country. That is where I'm from. That's my culture. Whether people think we got one or not, baby, it took a whole lot to survive through them plantation times and through all that Jim Crow to get to where we are now. So just like everybody else got a legacy, we got one too. I'm a living, breathing representation of it. With mama, pawpaw, daddy, uncles, sisters, and nephew, cuz folk I ain't never met in my life, baby. I'm a living legacy. So yeah, I understand them when they have their pride. It doesn't mean that they have disdain for me necessarily, or for us, or that they don't like us, but I'm just as proud of where I'm from as you are from where you from. Now, with that being said, have you ever heard of this thing called like the little beast we got the Diaspora Wars? Because sometimes there is misunderstanding between kind of Black Americans to continental Africans, or sometimes Caribbean people, whatever. My way around all of that is to never participate or play in foolishness. I don't play them games. Baby, if you rock with me, if you down for me, if you a good person, you meet me with love, continue that love, we ain't got no problem. If you want to feel however you feel about me, you can do that too. Just keep that mess over there and everybody be
Mm.
just fine.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. Thank you for answering that. Because I thought it was the first time I heard it, I thought it was a little crazy, but then, you have to kind of respect people and where they're from, You have to it's like this one Haitian friend of mine, it's like her grandmother who was 90ish at the time, she wanted to know so much about me. It's like she always wanted to send me something. She wanted to
Right,
make sure that I knew how to grow things and all of this stuff. And I was like, wow, she was probably the first one who was just like, come here, baby, let me give you a hug. She didn't speak any
yeah,
English at all. Like she was
mm-hmm,
from Haiti,
yeah,
Yeah.
and living in the United States, for a while. But she just wanted to just always just send me hugs. Never met her a day,
right,
but I would have conversations through her granddaughter, have conversations with her. And she just wanted
mm-hmm,
to make sure that you understood that you're supposed to, now this was her, you're supposed to get you a house. And when you get you a house, you make sure that you have a backyard that you can grow your herbs and your vegetables in, and it was
yes,
like
ma'am,
she just wanted to just pour into me, even though she had never met me a day in her life, didn't even
yeah,
speak English, and I don't speak, Haitian Creole, so
right,
or French. So,
right, right,
um, so yeah, it is different, and so I appreciate their cultures. And so when they have their Haitian New Year, like I make sure that I send something out to them, celebrating with them and all that type of stuff, because it's like they are very, very proud. They're very proud
mm-hmm,
people, and it's like they have this is their family, even if the
mm-hmm,
people are not related to them. It's like, oh, I can look at you and tell that you are Haitian, like you are
right,
Jamaican. Like, there's just
right,
something about you. There's something
mm-hmm,
about your one of the my husband's family is his father's side is from Bahamas. And so they would always ask my husband if he was from the islands, because they would say, yeah, he talks country, but it's like the rhythm in his voice. There was something about the
mm-hmm,
rhythm in his voice that they recognized. And then he was like,
Hmm.
right,
yeah, my dad's family, my dad's family was Bahamian. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's just one of those
It's
things.
real.
They're proud. Yeah, they're very, very, very proud people, and I love it, and I love their culture, and I love to see the celebrations, and I love to see the gatherings that are just they happy, and they are just like,
Mm-hmm.
they just going for it, and they enjoying their life. And so I wanted to ask you guys, being there in the motherland, Um, what are some of the things that you do outside of YouTube? You know, all of us we be spending all day on YouTube. Like, what do you guys do outside of YouTube? You know, friends, hanging out, going to different types of things. Like, take us there.
Yeah, what you just said. Of course, working, trying to get this coin. Working. Um, it take a little longer to do stuff over here because we literally live off a dirt road that connect to another dirt road that connect to another one that you get to the tarmac road.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just doing stuff takes time, but trying to get out. I guess you spend a day on our days because we have a few different ventures that we handle. So trying to negotiate all of that when we out, we just out having enjoying life. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
we
having
out.
fun.
We uh we go out to eat a lot. We go to the pub. A good friend of ours owns a pub, so we go there and have a good
Hmm.
time. That's where we ate the elan,
The Elon,
the
yeah,
antelope.
yeah,
Cause they'll be like, "Oh, we got this. Come, you have to come. You have to come." So,
right,
a lot of times we get not dragged out, but
yeah.
we don't we be chilling.
Sometimes we
But
be
you
tired,
have
boy.
to come. You have
Yeah.
to come.
Yeah,
Everybody's out from safari, and they want to get
yup.
together, so it's always a good time. Um,
And that's a big deal too. So everybody like works really hard. Uh, and when like enough of y'all get a chance to get together at the same time, folk take that seriously,
yeah,
boy.
it's
It's
gonna be
like,
a
come on,
party.
man, you ain't got no
Yep,
excuse, bro.
yep.
We finna go get this antelope and
There's
some goat. This
Kitimoto.
Kiti Mo. We finna get together. We gonna have fun. So
Yep,
basically, it's um like you said, Gigi, y'all always got that grill going. It don't matter rain, sleet, shine, or snow. When enough of us have free time, it's the same way over here. It's like, man, it's finna go down. We meeting over at our boy pub or out somewhere or
yep.
maybe over to somebody's house, and it's just like it. The only thing missing is the dominoes. They don't play dominoes like that. That's the only thing missing.
What they got in place of the dominoes?
Uh, they got some little game with checkers. It looked
Yeah,
like
it look
checkers,
like
but
checkers.
it's a board. I forget the name of it. I don't know how to play it. I'll take them dominoes up there and show them how to play these dominoes though.
Listen, listen. I have always been determined that I was not gonna do spades and I was not gonna do no doggone dominoes.
Oh, come on,
because,
Gigi.
because let me tell you, listen, hey, you get cut around the spades table now. Not now I ain't talking
You
about
will.
I'm talking
These
about
is facts.
Fact,
I'm
fact.
talking about that for real. So, you know, when I saw that as a child, I was like, these people crazy. Like these cars make people crazy. And I just
Yeah,
did not
they
get
do.
it. I
They
didn't
do.
understand. And they used to always try to force me. They used to always try to force me to play spades. And I was like, no, I am not because I fight. I'm not playing no spades. And somebody come at me like we gonna have a real problem. So I never got into the spades thing because it was too intense.
Gigi,
It
you
was
better
just
cut
way too
somebody.
intense. And I'm like, I thought we're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be having a
Right,
cookout. This supposed to be fun, right?
right.
That thing was
Till them
not
folk get in
fun to
their business. I mean,
me.
till they get it in their feelings about them spades, boy.
They really get in their feelings. And I'm like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. so so I would so it seems to me like, you know, there's literally just regardless to where you go, you really have to make home wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell me about how long are you well, first of all, how long can you stay at a time? Because I hear that when you're on like a visa, which I'm assuming that you all are on a visa, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then so you have to come and go. So how do you do that? How do you transition from where you are, and then when you have to leave, like what do you do, and then how is it when you come back? Do you have to find a new place to live? Like help us
I know
understand.
what part you're talking about. Well, that's a little bit different.
Mhm.
So, um, uh, and we don't get too deep into V talk on here for a reason,
Yeah.
for a
Okay,
reason.
okay,
But no, but just briefly, just to clarify, so you have different styles and different types of visas. You have work, retirement, like different kinds that you can have,
Mhm.
and the one that you were talking about, that's more of like that nine. That's the early on or
Mhm.
just for short term visiting. That's
Is that
that's the one where you leave.
visitors?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the one where you leaving and coming back.
Hmm.
When you get other forms or more advanced forms of visa, especially for business, that's completely different. I mean, you good for what however many years you have, and then it's not a matter of leaving; it's a matter of renewal.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about though.
oh,
But
oh,
the
okay, okay,
yeah, the original one, that's I think you're asking about a tourist visa.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one is for that's for a year
Mm-hmm.
here in Tanzania. It's different other places. That and that's actually generous because a lot
Yeah.
of places it's it may be shorter than that.
Mm-hmm.
But with the tourist visa, you have to leave the country every 3 months. So
That's the one
yeah,
you were talking
that's the
about.
one you're talking about. Yeah, but
Yeah.
got it.
after you get different ones, then you don't have to do that part.
Okay.
The leave every 3 months. But on the tourist one, that's what you have to do.
Okay. So if we wanted to stay for a period of time, then we would need to have basically a business type of visa. Do you have to already have a business established there, or can you get that visa through um, just having a business in the U.S.?
Oh
No,
no,
it has to be a
no, got to
business
be here.
in Tanzania. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And that's
And so
just one way. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, April.
I said that's just one way. There's several different visas, but that's one way to have a business. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us about starting a business in Tanzania.
Hard.
Tell us
Yeah.
about it.
That's why we don't help folk with it. That's why we don't. That's why we don't give no advice. We don't give no
Right.
tips. It's folk over here to do it. Go get with that because it is hard. Hell, just I mean, as much as we love it,
Mhm.
y'all. You know, Gigi, I'm glad you asked that. That's another reason why we don't be like, oh yeah, hey, everybody, come on, let's join the caravan of love and come over here. No, son, it's real.
Mhm.
It's real over here sometimes. It's between the culture shock, the complexities and difficulties of starting a business. Like I will say this though, like we in a farming area in Arusha, right? This is rural land, most of it. This is farming style land. Completely different set of circumstances from like if you in Dar es Salaam
Mhm.
or if you down in Mwanza or another part of the country. So it's all so regional and
Right.
so
It's so different and almost convoluted, Gigi, that we can't give people like you go do this first and then you do this first and then because it depends on what business you're gonna do. It depends on how many people are in the business. It's a
yep.
lot of different factors. So and then you can ask 10 different questions and and legit get 10 different answers as far
Mm-hmm.
as starting a business and how to do all that.
Right. Are
But
you gonna partner with it? Look, Gigi, you
mm,
got us talking about it anyway. You ain't slick. See how she just sat over there and got quiet and just listened. Got us talking about it anyway. But it depends on if you want to be a sole proprietorship
Mhm.
or do you want to partner in business? Do you want to partner up with a Tanzanian citizen? Like it's just so many different caveats and ways that you could go about it.
And some ways are different than others depending on where you're from on the world.
Exactly.
You have a different price.
Yep.
So there's no, we can't like. That's why we don't like.
That's why we
giving
don't do
advice,
it
because it's too hard. Our only advice would be to consult with a lawyer, a reputable lawyer, and they a customs lawyer, all that good stuff, and then they can break everything down to you. And that's somebody you can trust because they're up on the laws and all that stuff. But it's hard. And then over here starting a business, there's no business loans. There's no grants.
You better come with your capital.
Yeah, you have to front all the money to start the business, and then whatever you put into it, if you put the money into it in US dollars, just know you are not going to get that back right away, if ever, because the exchange rate is different here. So you have to be careful on what business you start and how much you put into it, and if it's going to be lucrative,
right?
And you're going to get some return on your investment.
And you have to know that y'all see, you can spend USD to start the business. This right here is what you're gonna make money back in right here.
And so, look like a lot, like 5,000. Oh, that's a lot. No, it's like $2. $2.20.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can get a whole bunch of vegetables and fruits with it, but it's
Yeah.
For real.
So, no, for real though, how many vegetables and fruit could you potentially get for that?
Oh man, for this, probably
we can get
a whole bag full, a big old bag full. You can get so you could get out of this 5,000 right here. Out of this 5,000, you could get very easily. Let's see. Tano Viazi. So you could get, let's say if you wanted five nice sized potatoes, you could get them for 700, maybe 900, depending on how big they are.
You can get five nice sized potatoes, probably a half dozen eggs, maybe like 10 tomatoes.
For this,
because tomatoes not that not fruit. You can get quite a few onions, maybe some ho-ho, some bell pepper,
some sweet bananas.
You could eat pretty good if you were a vegetarian. Maybe a week off of that. 3-4 days.
3-4 days. Yeah. One person. Yeah. 3-4 days. If you just vegetarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So
yeah.
And off of $2.20, you can eat for 3 days. Like that's
I ain't got my phone back here. Gigi, my stomach hurt. I wasn't doing good, girl. I'm fighting for you.
He was feeling bad.
I feel real bad. I ain't got my phone back here.
Power through for Gigi.
Yeah. I was gonna look up the exchange rate so we can see exactly. Let us look real quick so we can.
Today? Let's see.
Today the 14th. So, and that's another thing about traveling a lot and living outside. Just keep an app on your phone for exchange rates so you can always know what the current market rate is for whatever currency you using. So it makes life easier. It protects you because sometimes you're getting a little bit more out of it. Sometimes you're getting a little bit less out of it depending on the currency that you.
So today is $2.15.
Today is $2.15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what is that? What is that currency called?
Oh, this is a Tanzanian to shilling.
To shilling.
In fact, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll turn it over so see. Okay. You see, it's down shilling, at the bottom, 5,000 shilling. Yeah.
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 Wow.
So, okay. And most of the countries over here in East Africa fall under shilling because Kenya, mm-hmm. Tanzania, Uganda, like they all pretty much kind of have like a shilling system because they were previously occupied by either the Germans or the Dutch or, you know, other European countries that use shillings. So hence shillings.
After all this time. And okay.
Yeah. Some
Okay.
things run deep, girl.
I was about to say we won't go there. We're gonna leave that alone.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not on your live, ma'am. Stop, Gigi.
So April, the girls want to know how you made these. How you made these? You like what? How you done built them things up since you've been over there, April? We want to know.
This is about the toilet.
You know it is. You know it is.
Okay. For the record, that is only one of two toilets in this house. The other one is a traditional toilet. So I'm not my knees are not that strong. I can't do it. If both of them were like that, we would not be here.
Facts.
Because it's just some things you have to do while you're sitting down.
Period. Period. Yeah.
Okay, because I heard about it, and that was I think that was my first time when the Dickinsons were on here. That was my first time hearing about the squat method, and so I was like, oh, so we got to be Meg when we go over there and get them good knees. Y'all been seeing the y'all been hearing and seeing this meme go around when the I guess the coach, he was like an exercise coach or whatever, he was like take it down, them good knees, got them good knees. And when I saw this old lady, this older woman, this lady had to be maybe not an old lady, but she was older than me, okay. But she had to be, I would say, mid-60s. This lady had to be. And she was doing this, and she was like, she was going down to the ground, and I'm like, oh no, she's not fixing to outdo me. She ain't about to outdo me. So I'm going down to the ground with her, and I'm listening to the guy, and then he was like, a few more seconds, and he just encouraging us. And I'm like, and he said, I see you shaking. And I'm like, yeah, I'm shaking for real. And I'm in there, and I'm competing with this lady who is on this computer, and I'm like, this lady is not about to outdo me. I'm just not fixing to have it. And the song is kind of, and so I was like, oh Jesus, a little sweat started popping a little bit, trying to make sure my knees feel good, right? At the end of the video, the lady showed that she had dropped down on a cushion.
Hey, it brought out the best in you, though, sis.
Right?
Made you put them knees to work.
I was so mad.
But you did it. You showed you still got it, sis.
Right?
I was like, woo, thank you, sis, though. Thank you. Appreciate it. I thought that was so crazy, but the song was like, it was lit. So I was like, I just had to stop for a minute and do it. But the ladies got down on it. I was like, I thought that was so crazy, but it was fun though. But
and you did
it. And look, I made it, man. I made it.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
I was like, girl, you still got it a little bit. Halfway. You were shaking, but you did it. So we were talking about getting vegetables, off of the shillings. Okay. What about the cost of meat? Because we like us some goat. How much is a goat gonna cost you?
If you want a whole goat, it'll run you about 40,000. If you want the if you just want some legs, if you want the big legs, the front legs, the big one. That's if Fukumi Natano, which is 15,000. Or if you want the smaller leg, it's if Kumi Natatu, which is 13,000. So
Okay.
yeah, actually, no, pole sana. Kidogo mguu na elfu nane. Elfu nane. So my bad. It's 8,000 for a little leg and 15,000 for a big one. And they both delicious.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Listen. I be seeing them videos now. I be like, oh my
I like the
goodness.
brine mine. I do, because some of them, you know how goat. I mean, it's real goat. This goat was walking around a couple hours ago.
Right, right.
I don't know what it been eating. So, goat tend to be musty, have that musty kind of goaty smell to it. Gamey, some of them can. So I like to brine it out. I don't want my, so, I don't mind a little a little mustard. So I like to brine it. Give me a little vinegar and some onions and garlic and just let it sit for about an hour and clean it up real good and then go put that work on it.
Yep.
Put it on that grill or make some curry.
Yeah, like a small leg, big leg. It's between like $3 and $7
US. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, about 3 or 7. Oh, and I don't know if you ever caught in our oxtail video, Gigi, we get a whole oxtail.
Yeah.
And
still got the hair on it.
Yeah, like literally homeboy just lost that part of himself.
Yeah.
So yeah. We go snatch it real quick. And I love butchering and learning how to butcher and different techniques and different styles and stuff. So back when I was more crunk on it, it's like I'll let them do it. And now that I know how to go through it step by step with no problem, I just let them do the initial removing the hide and all of that stuff. And then I get it home and I clean it further, break it down, and we have us some oxtail.
Mm-hmm.
So oxtails are as much as y'all paying in the States, I can literally get a whole entire oxtail for about $6.
Wow.
Yeah.
The whole tail. If that, sometimes $4.
It's probably less.
They just went up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Dave Busby in the chat saying he just made some oxtails on Sunday. Some oxtail soup.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Dave.
Yeah. Boy, I'm jealous. So yeah, when you go out to eat, what about like when you go out to eat, when you have somebody else prepare the food for you? I know y'all don't have like what we call fast food restaurants or whatever, or do you have? I know McDonald's is like worldwide or whatever. Do you all have any of that? None of that? Oh, that's wonderful.
No McDonald's here.
#, no.
I think the only thing I think there's a nope. There's a Subway in Dar es Salaam,
and a Pizza Hut.
And it's a Pizza Hut here.
There's a Pizza Hut.
It's not the same.
The culture is slower, Gigi. It's
Yeah.
like, and it depends on what kind of, like some of the spots I like going to, they like straight country, and I mean it's literally like half of the restaurant is indoors, half of the restaurant outdoors. People playing music, everything fresh because, like for real, I've been places and they ran out of chicken, and they went to the back. All you hear a little rustling, right? And you might see some feathers flying and stuff. Next thing you know, they headed back to the kitchen with 2-3 fresh chickens. Just caught that work, right? And then And then you can go somewhere else. It depends on what kind of restaurant you want.
Mhm.
Because you can go to a really nice 4-star, 5-star resort style place and, get all spiffed up if you want to.
Right,
And
with continental food from all over.
from all,
And
yeah.
yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
places like that. It's Chinese places. It's Ethiopian
The
restaurant. Oh, so
Ethiopian
good.
food. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. Don't
God.
go when you hungry.
None of them
You're gonna be
fast.
sitting no.
Tell them, baby.
You're gonna be sitting there about 45 minutes to an hour. So don't go hungry because you gonna sit there and starve. You just gonna your stomach gonna be touching your back. You're gonna be you're gonna be hungry and annoyed. So don't do it. But everything's super fresh and it's really good. It's really good.
And something else I love about the restaurants, so that's right, baby,
mm-hmm.
is if it's just like us being at home, right? Anything that we not growing right now because we recently relocated, literally all we have to do is walk outside our property and go next door and right around it, and it's like everything we need right there.
Mm-hmm.
Same way for the restaurants. If they run out of nyanya or viaz, if they run out of carrots or potatoes or whatever they need, most of them growing it in the back of the restaurant. Mm-hmm. Or if they don't have it right then, somebody next door got it. Yep. Like it's just constant.
They'll send for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once something is done, it's done.
It's done.
They might. Baby said they'll go get another chicken and they might do that.
Or they might just.
Or they might not. Like if they threw the chicken for the day, they threw the chicken for the day. And it's like if you're looking for like a restaurant to open at 11 o'clock. They don't open until about 2, 3 in the afternoon because that's the work day and they're starting to get ready for the evening crowd, people getting off work because there's a lot of bachelors and they go out at night and they get the street food and tourists and all that stuff. Yeah, you ain't finna find no place. They probably just now prepping
for real
what they gonna cook that day. So yeah.
People show up when they get business owners and all. Folks show up when they get ready. Everybody. Facts. I'm telling you.
So there's not any hours on the door, basically.
No. And a lot of people, a lot of restaurants don't have menus except for the more expensive, touristy, high end restaurants. Even if a place is like known for a certain food being really good and they always got it, and they don't have no menu. It's all word of mouth. Mm-hmm. When they run out of it, that's when they out of it.
Yep.
If they got it, they got it. You might have the best chicken you'd have never had in your life. And you go back looking for it, and they ain't got nothing but beef or goat or lamb, everything but chicken for the next week because that's just how it go here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so what would you say your biggest challenge thus far has been with moving to the motherland?
It's a good question. Biggest challenge is
I would say learning the language. It can be a barrier here in certain areas. Because like I said, there's quite a few people that speak English here and other languages, and then there's a lot of people that do not. So you talking to them, you'll get a blank stare, or they'll giggle at you because your Kiswahili not so good,
right.
But I would think that Kiswahili kidogo kidogo, and I think that would be the biggest barrier. I would think. Because you have to be able to communicate to get your point across, to know how much things are so you don't get taken advantage of, to know how to get home if you get lost. You got to be able to direct them a little bit, just basic levels of communication. So I think the language might be the biggest.
I agree.
So far. Yeah.
I think that's it for me too, Gigi. I think that's probably the I wish we've made leaps and strides, but I wish we were both beyond fluent right now. Mm-hmm. Especially when you're dealing with a society of people. We don't know anybody here that only speaks one language. I've never
Yeah.
met one person here that only speaks one language. The average is three.
Mm,
So the communication is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is key. It impacts how successful you will be, how quickly you can reach those levels of success. Uh, and I mean, and yeah, you want to know what folks saying. Somebody might be plotting on you. You
Right.
sitting up here smiling. You sit up here smiling, ask them if they want a soda water, and they getting ready to get you.
Like, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So you need to know.
Tanzania, yay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to know what's going on around you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. So tell us about when you got ready to find somewhere to stay. Did you make arrangements before you actually took the voyage, or were you there and like, are you hotel staying? How was that?
Oh,
We were very fortunate in this in that circumstance, because a lot of people when they come here, I've heard stories of people staying in Airbnbs and hotels for like weeks at a time until they found a place. Again, a friend that was Tanzanian, uh, that we were good friends with, he was actually here when we got here, and
already on vacation.
already on
Yep.
vacation visiting his family, and he helped us a lot.
Everything.
Yeah, he helped us. He knew people. He could take us to places so we could go see and talk to the owners and all that kind of stuff. And we were in a hotel for 3 days, and then we had a house
That next
that
day,
next.
we
Yeah.
moved in on the fourth day.
Mm-hmm.
We moved. It was perfect. It was exactly what we needed, where
Mm-hmm.
we needed,
Yep.
everything we were looking for. And I mean, our
Mm-hmm.
boy, he took care of us. Our
Yep.
friend, we valued his, and that's another thing. I hope that answers your question, Gigi. But I want to say this too for people who are thinking about either coming to visit the motherland, whatever country you're going to. Try and meet some people from that country of origin before you set foot over here.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how much it could benefit you if you think they're a person of value. So, or if the shoe was on the other foot, take somebody from Cameroon or Ethiopia, ain't never been to America at all. It's scary for them too. It's scary both ways, but normally they have they know somebody.
Right. And that's what you want. You want somebody that knows somebody, because we were actually looking at places online,
Mm-hmm.
and the same friend that said you got, and
Stop.
it was scary to be like, okay, we're not gonna have anybody to live when we get there,
Yeah.
But he said don't look at the stuff on a wait till you get here.
Yep.
Hearing somebody say, wait till we moving across the world, and you telling us to wait till we get there to find somewhere to live. But he said, because sometimes the what you see online isn't available. We ran across that a couple times.
Right.
And it doesn't look the way it's pictured, or it's
Mm-hmm.
very difficult to get in touch with the landlord. So
Yep.
he told us to wait till we get here,
Mm-hmm.
and there'll be plenty of places that we can go to right then and see it right then. So that was his suggestion, just to just don't do it.
He insisted on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And when you have people in your corner who got your best interest, listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to him, because in this regard, he from here. He know the area. Been here his whole life. And then I mean, between the good Lord and whoever you can trust with two legs, sometimes that's all you got if you're gonna
Right.
make these kind of moves in life. So,
Mm,
yep.
mm, mm. Oh, I hear that. I hear that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I had another question and it escaped me just that fast. Oh, I know what it was. So, um, being and you don't have to go deep into this, because I realize that if you wanted to tell, you would have already. But what type of difficulty have you run into with trying to operate your business there? What I mean is in terms of communication. in terms of
Mhm.
whatever it is that you're selling? Have you found that you have like things to learn, barriers um, that affect how well you can run your business because of communication issues or what have you?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great question. Well, we don't go too in depth with it. We just usually say poultry farming because we do have a business. We have a
Mhm,
partnership with a local or local with a Tanzanian friend of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So we always take him into consideration when
mhm,
we discuss certain aspects or parts of it. But uh, it's difficult.
It
But that's
is.
where he
Yeah.
comes in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still difficult.
Mm-hmm. I would say a lot of people are selling the same things
Mm-hmm.
mm,
at the same price. There's not a lot of fluctuation within price. Like if
Right.
we had poultry here, we didn't have any, then you can go down the street and get some from this guy. So it's so everybody's selling the same thing, just like at the markets. You'll see row after row after row of all these
The same
mamas
thing.
selling the
Yep.
fruits and the vegetables and all that. So you pick and choose who you go to. Nobody's offended because they're all selling the same thing.
mm,
But as an American, it's hard to, capitalize because you don't want your prices too higher than the average Tanzanian would spend on it because nobody's going to buy anything from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said earlier, it's like what you put into it, you're not going to get it back because you're getting it at a lower exchange rate than
mhm.
US dollars. So I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody sells the same things
Yep.
in the
Mhm.
markets.
In the market.
So there's
Yep.
no differentiation. There's nothing that would set us apart and everybody would just come to us.
Right.
So
Right. Other than word of mouth.
other than word of mouth, yeah.
And you know what? And that's an excellent point. One of my daughters in particular would always go to shows with me. She was my partner in business, and we were selling handmade soaps and lotions and body oils and herbs and etc. Right? And so we would go to these events, and one of the things that I would always ask when we got ready to set up or even schedule to go to certain events is how many other vendors are you going to have that's selling the same thing that I am selling? And that was
Mm-hmm.
going to
Mm-hmm.
tell me whether I really wanted to go to that event or not. And particularly if I had never been to that event before,
Right.
Right.
if that one was new, to the GG Naturals brand, then
Mm-hmm.
I would have to kind of weigh the cost on whether I wanted to participate in that particular event. And so one of the things
Right.
that I always told my daughter is that make them never forget you.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Make them
That
never
part.
forget you. Now the product itself is going to help with that. But
Mm-hmm.
you, as a salesperson, you have to make them never forget you. And so when they
Yep.
see you at the next event, guess what? I don't care how many other soap vendors are there. They're
Mm-hmm.
coming to you. They're coming to
Yep.
your
Fact.
table because
Fact.
you made sure that they didn't forget you. So I know exactly what you mean. Know exactly
Mm-hmm.
That
what
no,
you
that's not,
Mm-hmm.
that's real.
Yeah.
and can't even imagine, being in that environment where you're basically you're the underdog.
Oh
You're
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
underdog
In every way
Yep.
in
imaginable.
that environment. And so if they already know, their cousins and sisters and brothers and all of these people who are already out
Mm-hmm.
there, then you I can imagine. And that's what I meant, April, when I was asking the question. I didn't know how to really articulate it, but that's exactly
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I meant when I was asking the question.
Mm-hmm.
Because how is it that you're going to break in, but having that inside connect, having that friend, I got you. I got you. I
Yep.
Yep.
totally understand that. And that was a really good strategy to have somebody who is already there who can definitely help you, but just when they come to you, just make sure that they don't forget you. Just make
Mm-hmm.
sure they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to
Yeah.
go and say hello to some people. Hey, Fifi's Journey. How are you doing? Hello, Salon Diva. How are you? Good to see you. Hello, Juan Perez. Auntie Ellen. Hello, hello. How are you?
What's up, Juan?
Just wanted to say hello to a few people. Let me see. Let me try to look on my phone and see if I can see some more people to say hello
Hello,
to in
everybody.
the chat. J3GS Farms, hello, how you doing? Greengrass Grows, hello, hello, how are you? Cheryl Faulkner, Natural Diva, hello. Miss Native Cherokee, hello. Urban Gardening Chronicles is here supporting the fam. How you doing? Fly Books, hello, how are you? So thank you all so much for being here. I want to take some questions if you all have a few more minutes. I just want to take some
Sure.
questions. If anybody in the audience, if you have any questions that you would like to ask this beautiful couple, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I am going to try to see you in just a second. On that Homesteader, hey there, hey there. James Franklin, how you doing? But yes, put
Hey,
What's
your
up,
everybody.
man?
um,
Miss Sherry?
sorry, sorry.
I was just speaking to Miss Cheryl.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Feel free. Feel free to say hello to some people while we're waiting on some questions. Juan is repping the BCIAC in the chat, says good to see
Yes,
y'all.
he
Yeah.
is. Appreciate that, Juan.
And G Mama
Hey, Auntie
Grove,
Helen.
I know she is dropping your link. She has already dropped your link. I saw her drop it several times so that people can
Thank
actually
Thank
come
you.
over and follow
Thank you. We
you
appreciate it.
to support African Dreamin'. So, yeah. Um, let everybody know where you are. Oh, they are also podcasters. I didn't say that, I don't believe. So give us a quick about your podcast before we get out of here.
Go ahead,
It's
man.
called the Some Things, and Some
Something.
Stuff podcast with African Dreaming.
Yeah,
And we talk about a little bit of everything over there. A little less filter over there.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We talk about current events or stuff that bugs us, or just whatever we want. It's always good vibes, but it's a little more grown over there. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, trust me. I've been listening. I've been listening. Yeah. So it's real grown over there, but I love it. I love it. James
Yes,
Franklin
ma'am.
says, I think before you came in, James, they were kind of sort of talking about this, but go ahead with the question on the screen.
So James Franklin said, "What is a good business to start? How is manufacturing over there?" Manufacturing, it depends. I mean, if we talking textile, if we talking steel, if we talking reality is that a lot of outside, as far as manufacturing go, a lot of outside entities and countries have a prominence here. Believe it, I mean, it is what it is.
Mhm.
That's where a lot of outside capital comes from, a lot of outside investment. Um, and I've had conversations with people like this before. You could have all your capital that you want. Um, when you try to slide up on the block, you have to understand people have already established themselves on said block.
Right.
So it's kind of like it's not as simple as just having the capital to dive into a venture. Um, Relationships are equally as important.
Mm-hmm.
How you're perceived and accepted by the community or whatever social strata you trying to inject yourself into,
Mm-hmm.
they need to feel a certain comfort level with
Yeah, you
you,
gotta get
respect.
some okays
Yeah.
from some leaders in
Mm-hmm.
the area. You can't just come over here and just start doing things.
Right.
And everything they do here, not is you see like when people are working on the roads, you see like the steamrollers and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But for the most part, oh, they're men. They're digging, actually digging trenches, and everything's by hand. When homes are built here, they actually make the bricks by
By
hand.
hand.
Then they put the bricks. They built the home by hand. There's not a lot of. I haven't seen a lot of cranes over here,
Mm-mm.
or that type of machinery. It's here in certain places, but it's not. Everybody works really really hard, and it's manual
Hmm.
labor here. So
And literally, I mean literally, with the exception of hell, if you got a generator,
mhm.
the whole rest of the world could go to. And this is one strength that not only Tanzania but a whole lot of other African countries got. Baby, anything can be going on wherever else. Like she said, these folks build bricks by hand. The cement is made on site by hand.
Mhm.
Power, what power? Manpower,
Yeah.
elbow grease, baby.
Yeah.
It don't stop.
Yeah.
It don't finna yeah. So I hope that kind of answer your question, James, because just having the resources to step in is just a fraction of what it'll take.
Right. Possibilities are endless, though. There's lots of opportunities here. Um, don't go there.
See,
uh,
I knew
I'm gonna
between
say
the
Right.
at
two
the
of you.
small antelope and the big one. I ain't gonna say the name. See, you see Eco name. He trying to get us to say the name.
That's one of them. You want to say them?
Eland,
I mean, like antelope.
antelope, antelope.
Here, I think that's the most unique thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to push along. Gigi over there dying. Y'all go.
Because I knew when Eco Neighbor came in, it was about to be some nonsense.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There he is. That's my man right there. My man right there. Yeah, I
But
think that's the most
yeah,
extravagant.
here, yeah, but like ever,
Uh
maybe like squid for me.
yeah,
Like
squid,
not
octopus.
calamari, not the cat. No, actual little. Yeah, I
Why you
tried.
looking like that though,
I
April?
couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
She couldn't do it.
It was too
Mm-mm.
slimy.
I'm traumatized. I'm just thinking about it. Oh. It was the tech. It had a lot going on. I couldn't. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting. It was interesting.
Okay. All right. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions, guys? Oh Lord. I knew when you came in it was about to be some foolishness.
I know. Shout out Eco Naval.
And then how you gonna egg them on though?
You know you had
I
to.
had to.
Oh boy. Well, if guys, if there is no more questions, it is very, very late. What time is it over there?
I
Y'all.
don't know.
It is 2:48 a.m.
It's 2:48 a.m. for them. Um, okay, we got one more question. G Mama. I said G Mama had a question. Okay. Do y'all plan on visiting the States anytime soon? And how long would you stay?
We would like to stay at least a month and minimum. And we really wish we would love to make uh the next meetup,
Mhm.
Saw family, Saw get together like they did last year.
Uh-huh.
No guarantees. It's probably gonna be later than that because I think that's in April.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So,
We're hoping next
hoping,
year.
hoping,
Yeah.
yeah, hoping that we could do it like
Yeah.
that first point mid next year around that time. So,
Okay.
and that would be perfect. So we can beat the whole summer travel thing because
Mhm.
that's just silly. When you traveling international, the rates and the prices and the way they play the game in summer is just it's almost as bad as how they do during the holiday season or worse.
Hmm.
So Yeah,
Wow.
early spring is a good time to. What do you say?
It go.
I don't even see it. Uh, I'm surprised it took him this long. I am surprised it took him this long.
Look, only because he driving, only because he doing that long. He has a
Uh huh.
super long commute. um, he be driving like 2 hours one way. So he has a
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
long
we
commute. So that's
understand.
the only reason that y'all didn't get bombarded tonight with eco neighbors. I promise you, that's the only reason.
I don't know what you're talking about, eco neighbor. They call it antelope, sir.
They do.
It's antelope, sir.
And that's what we gonna stick with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna stick with. All right, before you go, tell us where she got on tonight, Jay. You
Oh
always
well,
have to say it. Go on, tell us.
I ain't gonna fall for your trap, Gigi. I ain't gonna fall for it, Gigi. I was minding my business. Now you got me looking. I'm like, shit. I'm trying to focus on you, and now you got me. I am like, damn, a little bit.
All right then.
Nighttime shorts. Nighttime
I,
shorts. That's all.
I just
Oh my
messing with you. I
goodness.
know it is super late for y'all, so I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get out of here. But thank you again for coming on, for sharing with us. I still feel like we got more to talk about, so we definitely have to do this again.
Of
Because
course.
I still got more questions that I'm just gonna write them down so that I can
Okay.
ask
Okay.
for the next time. But I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make it where I start dropping a link anyway. So if y'all in the house one night and you want to jump on for a second, when we doing our live at 5 show, then
Okay.
definitely come in, and because we would love to hear from you guys and keep in touch with you and know that you're okay, that everything is going well for you, and
Thank
that
you.
y'all are over there like living your best life, because life is so short. It's super short,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
and we really want to um just make sure that every day is a blessing,
Yes,
that we're
ma'am.
able to do something that matters, something that means
Yep.
something every single day.
Yes.
So thank you again. I appreciate you all more than you can even imagine for being up so late. So enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Y'all have a wonderful night. And I'll see you guys the next time, okay?
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank you
Gigi.
so much for
We
having us. We
appreciate it.
appreciate it.
All right, peace, family.
All right.
All right. For the rest of you, thank you very much. I appreciate you all coming in. F. Smith Welch, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys for being here. And please have a great night. If you didn't catch this from the beginning, listen, it is well worth the hour and 53-minute watch. African Dreamin', amazing couple. Thank you all for supporting them. And if I don't see you in the next couple of days on a pop up video because I'm so excited, yes, thank you. Please hit that thumbs up button on your way out of here, and take care of your family, take care of each other. Remember that prayer still works. And I will see you guys the next time. Peace, family.